And welcome back to probably the final episode of the series. We have finally arrived at the Black Monolith, our ultimate goal, and we've spent a lot of time preparing for this moment. We shall see if that is enough or if we've been overdoing it. But first up, I need to address something quickly. So apparently I've bought 2 enchanter's tents at some point, so I just forgot I had it when I bought the second one, and it's been a long time, and now is when I noticed that I have 2 of them. So okay, we wasted 17,000 crowns. I guess old age doesn't come with some brain deterioration. Oh well, not a huge deal by any means, but it's a bit funny, I guess. Anywho, so I've changed our formation a little bit, so we are one line or one tile back from the position we used to have. Not sure if that's actually going to help, but we'll see. And also, I gave people nets instead of knives. It's kind of unlikely that we'll be using them on people who have two-handed weapons, but if their armor gets destroyed, at least they'll have something to do. And also, we bought these flash pots long ago, so I gave Gunhild here a couple of them. Really unsure if they're actually going to be more helpful than nets, because the nets will really help against the necrosavants. The flash pots are more like an AoE debuff, so definitely they will help, but I'll also need to carefully consider at what point I'll be using them. And yeah, we have second wind potions, 3 of them, so +4 fatigue recovery per turn, and I think I'm going to give one to Eilika here, so she has enough stamina or fatigue to use rotation and taunt and also her sword, and also throwing some nets, so Eilika can have one. Enjoy. Next up, we'll give one to Raymonda, because she is our perfect focus user. That will help a little bit with that. And we will also give one to Leif, because Leif can, even when his bash uses only 7 fatigue, he can be inspired for more bashes, and in that case we want more fatigue, and also he now has access to rotation. So chug that. Next up we have these Lionheart potions for +20 resolve, and I think I'll give one to Sophie, so basically everyone will benefit a little bit out of Sophie's enhanced resolve. And one can also go to Raymonda to further help with fatigue costs for perfect focus. Okay. And we could use this flask of blessed water, but I think it's kind of bad. I mean, if this 33% chance to hit bystanders were higher, I think it would be pretty decent, but as it stands, I think we'd rather use throwing nets and these grenades here. Or just hit stuff instead of wasting our actions on this. Also, yeah, we have strange mushrooms, one of them, so I guess we'll use that as well. So that's -15 melee defense. Need to think about who cares the least about that. Who wants more damage and doesn't care about melee defense that much. That is actually a tough call. It could be Navar, actually. And yeah, we could potentially do some round swinging, but I think it's kind of risky. So we'll probably not do that. Hmm. So it could be Navar with 66 melee defense and battle heart. Or it could perhaps be Thorolf with his huge armor. I guess thematically it kind of makes sense. The Crusader would save these for this ultimate battle against the undead. So I guess we'll use it on the Crusader. Okay, there we go. Rage, kill, crush, destroy. Alright. Now we have this happy powder as well. Could use it on someone. I might as well use it on the Crusader, I guess. So, the Crusader is a righteous warrior who will not avoid any means that will possibly help fighting the undead, even doing drugs. So let's consume this happy powder as well. So mushrooms and cocaine. Okay, are we ready to go? We might be ready to go now. I also might have forgotten something, but yeah. So the plan is to let Adelinde here tank most of it, and we have Gunhild and Borrel as kind of backup tanks. Also, we are going to need more than one super tank on the northern flank anyway, because there's just so many of them. So yeah, Borrel and Gunhild will start by using throwing nets, and we'll see at what point I'll use these flash bots. Elika and Leif will also start out with nets, and yeah, I have Leif with this sword lance just in case he loses his armor and needs to. I want to keep him in the fight, but if it starts to get too risky, I might switch to this polearm here. Anything else? Probably not. And also Nicholas can keep Indomitable up. There is a case to be made to make Nicholas a super tank for this as well. Ditch the cleaver for a one-handed weapon and a shield, but I think we'll not do that. It might be a mistake, but we'll see. There is also a case to be made for giving Elika a shield in the inventory, because we now have Taunt, but 77 melee skill with a sword with plus 15% chance to hit for the slash. She's going to deal a lot of damage. So 80 to 100 without the net. So I think we'll primarily use her as a damage dealer, but we'll also use the taunt if necessary. And yeah, everyone has built up melee defense except Raymonda. So Raymonda might need to be rotated quite a few times to avoid the Necrosavants. We could even do something like this, put Raymonda in the middle. But I don't think I want to do that. Messes with our formation too much, and since she's our only ranged character, I think we'll be mostly fine with that, but we'll see. There's always the possibility that I am incorrect and will die a horrible, horrible death because of some mistake I made. This extra enchanter's tent is testimony to that fact. Just double checking if I've forgotten anything. Don't think I have. And yeah, mostly battle-forged people for the northern flank for the start. I just think they'll last. They'll have a slightly longer. Well, they'll be a bit more survivable against the huge horde that comes from the north. But yeah, the real threat in this fight is the Necro Savants, and it's a bit RNG dependent on who they decide to go for and if they manage to score hits or not. And that is why we have these nets. We could even start some people out with nets who have a two-handed weapon, but I think we'll go with what we are doing now. Okay, without further ado, let's get to it. The Black Monolith. From a distance, the Black Monolith looked like a black tower tilting from the earth. The sky above was without blemish, as though the clouds and the birds were circumventing some unseen mountain. A numbness settled its hinterland, terra neither dying nor growing, and a cruel silence left the listless life worse than no life at all. Adventurers went to it and did not return. Stories of their demise stacked high until their absence shielded the monolith hall, clothing it in such fear and menace no one dared go near. But now the sorrow stands before the obelisk like ants at the steel of a staked sword. Here you see that the structure was not built upon the earth at all. The obelisk rests in the pit of an abandoned quarry. Roads and paths sidewinder into the depths like some great and hollow terra socket. Ropes carrying buckets hang across every gap. Innumerable pails of dirt left listing like fireless lanterns on a festive night. More bindings hold the frames of bridges, the walkway planks long since fallen, and more yet wrap about the monolith as though a great bevy of men had attempted to pull it down or perhaps even correct its tilt. At the bottom of this abandoned pit is the base of the monolith, but to you this is only a guess. It has every appearance of never stopping its descent into the very earth and whatever is below. Shovels and pickaxes litter about its obsidian walls with soil still clumped on their metals. Nicholas nods at the scene. Looks like whoever was digging there got interrupted. The man's words carry into the quarry and there become so presently shaped in echo that you just about watch them go. Looking back, you see that the silence itself has followed you in, but even here at the edge of the pit it is pensive and cut with ease. The decision to enter the quarry rests heavy on your shoulders. Go in. Halfway into the quarry and rounding a long bend, you notice a series of hallways cut into the lower wall. You cast up a fist. The company ceases, bumbling into one another as the formation comes to a stop. Blanca de Valla asks what's wrong. You put a finger to your lips. With the lightest of steps, you approach one of the ropes strung between this level and the very bottom of the pit. A pail filled with soil totters the tether as though jittered by your presence, by your appearance. The pulley used to draw it up and down has long since rusted over. You draw your sword and cut the rope. The binding shoots back like a whip and the bucket plummets. It clatters side to side off the rocks until striking the ground with a metal pang and a cloud of dust. And just like that, the silence is gone. Pale men flood out of the hallways below. A stream of malignant miners and ditch diggers in haggard drawers and boots and capes of shredded shirts, shambling back out as though returning to some long-gone work left incomplete. You try and count their numbers, but are mightily distracted when a throng of armored soldiers march out behind the mob, this outfit carrying polearms, shields, spears, and most dangerously of all, a sense of cohesion. No point in running out of the quarry. Nothing in the land to run to. When you look back at the men, they're already drawing out their weapons. Blanca nods. With you to the end, Captain. To the end! You can't make out who you'll be facing. Attack at your own peril. Engage. Okay. Let's turn down this ridiculous combat speed. So 60 enemies. Mostly ancient legionaries. Let's wait. So there are these rocks here. We could make use of them maybe. Boulders. Don't really need to do things with obstacles without having many ranged people though. Let's go ahead and start using heightened senses. So for the Vala, that is plus 15 melee and range defense. And here they come. So I want to send Adelinden north, but not too far. We don't want to completely abandon her to that flank. Even with reusable Indomitable and the huge resolve, which is doubled against fear and mind control, she might get hit by those ancient priests. But we do want to hold the northern flank. So we'll take, I think, this position here. So yeah, here's ancient honor guards. We have 102 melee defense. Let's start using Indomitable. And we'll see how long she lasts. Can she last for the whole fight or will she perish? And with the others, I think we are best off just holding. And letting them come. And I'm pretty sure that the Necrosavants will wait until we are engaged in melee before they come at us. So if I'm correct with that, these will be the Necrosavants. They won't attack us just yet, but next round they will start to pour in. Okay, so Gunhild. I think we want to keep a little bit of distance with this flank for now, but with these flash bots we need to decide if we'll use them on this middle section of them or on this northern flank. So do we hold here with Gunhild or do we move here, for example? And like I said, yeah, we could make some use out of these boulders, but with this specific company I don't think it's as necessary, because people have huge melee defense for the most part, and a lot of people have rotation anyway. I think we'll just hold this position with Gunhild for now. And we'll only shoot once with Raymonda this round. So most of her use will come in dealing with the Necrosavants and using Debilitate possibly against them. We'll be able to do some damage against these legionaries as well though. Okay. So we just hold and wait for now. And Leif can stay in the back line because the Necrosavants are quite likely to go after the back line anyway. And he is a bit more vulnerable than others are. And I want to keep Eilika somewhere near Raymonda in case we want to rotate. So we'll just end our turns here. We could use this. Let's use it. Okay. And we see that Legends has added 2 Hellenhunds to this fight. So you're not able to like... Also, yeah, there's 4 Ancient Priests. I remember there's 3 of them, but there's 4 apparently. There's more Höllenhunds here. So with these Höllenhunds, you can't just continue to reposition and reposition because they will catch up to you. Right, so this should be all of the enemies unless there's a few hidden here. So here we have the Necrosavants. There's 2 Necrosavant Lords. And yeah, every single Necrosavant gets nimble, which makes them super, super tough. Especially if they're also able to leech life off of you. And with this huge amount of pole arms means that the honor guards will be able to hit people, especially if you don't have an absolutely ridiculous amount of melee defense. And also, I guess we don't see every single enemy since the Conqueror is, well, like the main enemy here, somewhere around here. That guy gets fast adaptation, so even with... It doesn't matter how much melee defense you have, that guy will hit you eventually. So yeah, this is our toughest challenge, and the mayhem will truly begin after this round is over. For now, we just wait. So we want to use Sophie's Inspire on someone who's already ended their turn. It could be Raymonda, perhaps. Who else can I target? Yeah, it's probably it has to be Raymonda, I think. Yeah, because everyone else is still waiting. Right. Kind of funny that this ancient legionary with a pike gets shield expert. And yeah, these Necrosavants, they also get crippling strikes, executioner, and fearsome. So yeah, tough fight. Hold the line for now. Indomitable will also help against the poison cloud that these guys throw out. As will over 100 hit points. And we might need to use bandages if the Necrosavants are able to make people bleed. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that the poison cloud doesn't stack. So these 2 priests both use poison cloud on the same spot. And we've already ended turn here, so Adeline doesn't suffer any damage. This is slightly problematic that these ancient honor guards got to this range, because if they can move here, they can also shield wall. So with that in mind, we might want to move with Torolf, perhaps. So slight mistake there by me. It's not a huge deal, especially since Torolf has 127 melee skill with confidence. However, it is a bit of a mistake that could possibly cost us. I think we're just better off holding this position after we can't move anyone else either. Probably won't be breaking any shields, but it might be called for, perhaps. Here come the Höllenhunds, here come the Necrosavants. Since the Höllenhund here engaged, the Necrosavants also come. And yeah, we need to deal with these necrosavants first, for the most part. And they generally do like to go for the flanks, but not always. So this is where we use our nets, and since Nicholas is surrounded, I think we should use Indomitable there. And if this Necrosavant stays on Adelinde, we are very happy about that, because Adelinde is the one person who can handle Necrosavants. Or should be able to, we'll see. Alright, so we don't have a good shot from this position on any Necrosavant. So let's start by waiting. These lords are more dangerous than the regular ones, so we might want to use Debilitate on at least this one. Can't really use it on this one here. Okay, so it's not guaranteed that these Necrosavants will stay here and attack Nicholas, but we should use Indomitable here. And yeah, without a net, we actually have 93% here to hit, but I think it's best to wait for a net anyway. And we wait. So with our weaponry, these ancient legionaries will be destroyed quite fast, but these Necrosavants won't be. So it's kind of a damage race as well. Alright, let's use a net. Elika can use a net on the Lord, so let's use this net on, I guess, this one. And we might just equip a second net instead of going for movement here. I think we'll do so. So we can just end Leif's turn here. We want to be careful about ending turns because of the ancient priests, because they can target someone with their fear attack. And if they've ended turn, then that attack applies to the next round. So with anyone who is possibly targetable by them, we don't want to end our turn too soon. Okay, let's use a net on this one. Equip the second net. Wait. And we could inspire Neivar, for example. I think Eilika makes a good inspire because of Mind over Body, enhanced stamina, the nets, and the ability to rotate. So she's a good target. Is there another one? Could inspire Leif for next round. Let's do Eilika, I think. No, let's do Leif for next round. Right, here they come. I don't think I want to move the Vala to the southern flank because that just messes with our formation too much. It would be beneficial to have heightened senses on the south instead of in the middle currently, but the Necrosavants are likely to change positions anyway. Right, use a net on the Lord here. And I'll wait and decide what to do. We'll probably end up equipping another net. Okay, we lost confidence there. That will hurt a little bit. Okay, we get more poison. Get hit by polearm. Right, they're going through here. So yeah, with these shield and frontline legionaries and these necrosavants, these polearm legionaries have kind of free reign on us. This might already be a position to use a flash bot in. Perhaps. Let's go ahead and use a net on, I think, this necrosavant here. And wait. So with the super tank, all of them have 5% to hit. But they will hit you eventually even with that. Right. This might actually kill this Ancient Legionary. That would help us immensely. Nice. Thorolf is kind of badly positioned actually, because the poison clouds will weaken him a lot. Right. Having one polearm guy would help a lot as well, but we don't have that. Right, we keep using Indomitable. Okay, so we're back at Raymonda. I don't think we want to move. That would be kind of crazy. Okay, so we should probably shoot at... or maybe here would be a good shot. Perhaps. Yeah, that targets 2 necrosavants. Sure. So let's go ahead and use perfect focus already. We could also use debilitate if we wanted to debilitate one of these. Might be a good idea, maybe. So this necrosavant might stay on Adelinde. That would be very good for us, because they're basically neutralized if they try to take out Adelinde. They'll have 5% to hit, and if they hit, it's going to be... the damage is going to be lessened by Indomitable. Let's not use Debilitate just yet. Would like to kill this one if possible. Okay. So we might even take a slash here with Gunhild, because this necrosavant, I think, no, it still has, no, it lost 9 lives. I think it lost 9 lives, so if we hit, we kill it. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Okay. We've already used Indomitable here, don't want to rotate. Let's go for this one. So yeah, for this situation specifically, maybe we should have given Nicholas a 100 weapon and a shield. This 51 melee defense is not that great, but thankfully we do have Underdog. And here, we could go for a split, try to hit these backline legionaries. I think we'll do it. So if we get to do that again next round, this legionary is likely to die, and we get Berserk out of that. Janult has 52 melee defense. We'll see how he holds. Could rotate Margareta here. Margareta should have a better one. Let's see, where's Margareta at? 69. Nice. The rotation will cost us fatigue though, and it's not necessary just yet. It might be necessary very soon, but it's not necessary just yet, so let's not do it. And I guess over here we'll try to kill this legionary. Good. I think we'll take this spot now and probably use adrenaline. So that gets us out of the poison and also lets us target these Pike Legionaries. Right. Now hitting here would be nice. They can't be stunned. They're immune. So daze is the next best thing. Good. Good, good. Just end, or do we rotate Eilika there? Or even Leif? Probably not. Leif is too vulnerable against these pikes. Next up, Landina. Just go for this one. Not quite enough damage, so perhaps an axe or a mace would have been better in hindsight, but it is what it is. No good rotations there. Now Neivar, if she lands this hit, will be able to get a kill, and possibly on this one as well. Okay, nice. I guess we'll also Adrenaline here. And possibly use Inspire next round to get use out of that Berserk proc that we'll get from this Legionary. At least if we hit. Next up, we just end our turn here. And Elsa gets Vengeance, so this should die. Nice. We could just rotate the Crusader, but is that any good for us? It's not bad, but maybe we want to save some fatigue, perhaps. We could also rotate Raymonda or Eilika here, but not sure if there's a point. Okay, I guess we'll rotate the Crusader. And move here instead of here. Okay, Blanca continues to hold. We could take this spot though. Not sure if that's any good, but it is a possibility. Has 42 melee defense currently, so won't be able to hold for long if Necrosavants target her. Let's just hold our position for now. And I think Eilika equips another net here. And Gunhild. Let's try to kill this Necrosavant. Good hit. Good hit. Yeah, Torolf can't stay here for long because this Poison Cloud will weaken him quite a bit. We might need to rotate him out at some point soon. Right now we hold. Can't move and attack, so never holds. Let's go for this Legionary. Has a more deadly weapon than this one. We miss a 93. That is bad. Okay, Necrosavants changing positions. Okay, they really like to go after Nicholas. And we are going to need a shield here soon on Gunhild. Okay, reposition there. And another reposition. But it's better that they reposition and don't attack, because it's always better that we don't get hit, of course. Okay. So just this Necrosavant Lord out of the Necromancers to attack this round. So let's go ahead and target this one, I guess. If these two Necroswants are content in going after Gunhild, that is obviously a good thing for us, because Gunhild can get out the shield and use Indomitable. Okay, let's use Perfect Focus. I don't think we need to use Debilitate just yet either. Very nice, very nice. And yeah, would help a lot if we had Battle Flow for extra fatigue. So we are out of fatigue now. We can't really use Perfect Focus for a while. Good move. Target this Necrosavant here. It's also a slightly safer spot. We will maybe get targeted by this Legionary here, but it's not a big deal. Let's move here. Alright, so Raymonda proving it was the correct choice to bring her. She's done a very good job already. And I'll just wait because of the off chance that an Ancient Priest targets her with the Fear attack. And we need to keep using Indomitable here. Might also need to rotate out at some point with Nicholas. So in hindsight, yes, a shield would have been good. Let's go for this 88 on this one. Okay. Let's go for a split so we get that Berserk. Right, need one more hit on this Lord. So net here. And let's just go for damage, I think. So we could wait and see if one of the Legion or Honor Guards rather is able to get next to him. So we would have probably an easy time activating Berserk out of one of them. So it's theoretically... Is it possible even? Yes, it's possible. So if this Ancient Honor Guard takes this position, this guy can take this position. So let's wait there. And... do we try to get the kill with Margareta here or someone else? Let's wait. And here is the Conqueror. Pretty tough enemy, though his head armor is ridiculously low. So if you had someone with Headhunter, you might be able to take this guy out relatively fast, even with Steel Brow. Right. Let's move with Landina. Get a kill. Don't need to inspire the Crusader here, because we can use Berserk on this Necrosavant here. Let's wait and decide later. So it is going pretty well. But we'll see. Everything is still possible. Okay, Boral, I think we'll just use a net on this guy and be done with that. So now we equip the shield. Has 85 melee defense with confidence and the shield. Okay, so yeah, that proves how vulnerable these nimble guys can be in this fight. Don't want to use a net on Necrosavants that are almost dead, and also it's unnecessary against Honor Guard, so we might move here, but we'll see. Okay, thankfully the priests are being stupid and mostly targeting this same position with their abilities. Alright, Elsa. Can you take out this legionary? You can. Very nice. And yeah, having at least one super tank in this fight is probably the proper strategy. That is how people usually do it in vanilla, and it doesn't seem to be different in Legends. So you can really lock this northern flank down with someone who can take it. Very bad idea to hold this northern flank with someone who doesn't have underdog, for example, because these pole arms will decimate you in that case. Okay, Gunhild has taken a hit or two. So do we use the day spot now? I think we do. So that's a decent spot. Something like this is also good. I think we'll go for the maximum amount we can get. So here, get dazed. And that will last quite a long time since they don't have resilient. Right. So we could equip another one of those. Or we could use... Well, we can't use Indomitable anymore because it takes 5 AP. Alright. Could use another one of those potions here. We could equip a shield for slightly more defense. Could use a throwing net on this Necrosavant here, but it's not the best target for it. Could also just go for damage here. So we don't have underdog on Gunhild. If we equip the shield, it doesn't count for quick hands, so that's a bit problematic. If we use the flash pot here, it's not like the optimal use of it, because we can't get as many targets as we could possibly later on in the fight. Okay, I'm going to just equip the shield here. Not sure if that's the correct play, but I don't want this Necrosavant Lord taking Gunhild out, especially since we couldn't use Indomitable there. Might need to just start using that. Right. So now Thorolf probably wants to move a bit. But do we move here or maybe even here? All of those are valid options. All of those are valid options. We could even stay here for a little bit longer, but I don't think it's a good idea. I think since he's such a good killer, we should keep him next to these legionaries for a little longer. Instead of... Well, there's no reason to retreat just yet with him. Has most of his hit points and most of his armor intact. Move here and hopefully get 2 kills next round, and then we'll re-evaluate the situation for him. Okay, so priests have completed their turns. Continue to use Indomitable here. Alright. One more Necrosavant down. Might as well use Adrenaline. Hopefully get this Legionary next round, at the beginning of next round. Alright. Okay, we got one Honor Guard here. Let's see if we can activate Berserk. We can, so my plan worked. And I guess Margareta should go for this. Lord does hit the 74. Very good. Very good there. We'll keep Leif here for a little bit. Let's see how he does. So we can rotate him out with Margareta or Elika if need be. Rotate Janold out of here. I think that's actually a good idea. He's lost his armor. This legionary is quite well, this honor guard is quite dangerous with the two-handed cleaver. Alright. So as I start moving around, the Necrosavants are more likely to switch their positions. Which can be a bit of a problem, maybe. But at the same time, I don't want to stay here. So let's move here. Actually have a little bit of water. Alright, so who do we inspire here? It could be Neivar. It could be Leif. Could even be Landina. I think it's Neivar, because if Neivar gets the kill here, she can move and hit someone else. And if not, she can at least swing twice. Right. Blanca de Vala can continue to hold this position. And Elika, I think, moves here. And let's use a net on this guy. Oh yeah, we also had one hit here. Right. Wait. Nicholas taking some damage. And now that we've changed position, the Necrosavants want to change positions as well. Alright. That went well so far. Let's continue to use Indomitable here. No longer have fatigue to use a cleave, so just... Well, actually, let's wait in case this priest is able to target Nicholas with fear. It's a very low chance, but still, it is a chance. Very nice. Good job, Landina. Let's wait and decide. Well, we could actually target this Necrosavant with Raymonda. Let's do it. Another one bites the dust, quite literally. So we have 4 Necrosavants left. And it seems that this one is content on staying on Gunhild for now. So we're doing quite well so far. Okay, let's just start killing things. Or continue to kill things. Okay, might need to rotate Blanca out of this spot though, at some point. A mace is not the best weapon against a Necrosavant, but it will have to do. I think we try to move out of this Hellenhund's Well, actually, let's wait on that, because we don't want to be hit by this honor guard with Janold. Okay. I think we'll continue to be slightly aggressive with Avon, so move and attack the honor guard. And since we waited, this fear that managed to get through our resolve is not that big of a deal. Okay. We could take a swing at this Höllenhund. Let's wait, see if there's a better course of action. Okay, we have 82 to hit this Necrosavant here with Erika. Could also use a net, but let's just go for the damage. So when I did this fight with the Dafkul cultists in the run that preceded this run, I didn't have a single super tank, and I think that's the reason why that's the most important reason that I lost that fight. So this is going so much better than that one did. This is a better team overall as well, though. Alright. Guess we inspire Leif, probably. Let's actually wait on who to inspire. It's also immensely helpful to have everyone with fortified mind for this fight. Right, so Borol here is currently not doing much, so if we want to make proper use out of him, we need to put him somewhere where he can tank better. But let's wait on that. Okay, Avon continues to be hit. Hopefully this 75% is able to split this ancient legionary. Very nice. So getting through their shield walls is also quite important. Because if you don't get through them, you won't be able to get to the pikemen, which are the real danger here. Okay, scores 2 hits there. Very good. "41 enemies left. And for now, with Gunhild, I think we'll just use Indomitable and hit this Necrosavant. Good. All the priests have completed their turns, so no reason to wait. Right. I think we'll try to clear out this southern flank before we head north, so... probably this legionary. We can use Janold here instead. And here I will skip the adrenaline. Okay, just hold. Just hold. And I'll try to move here instead of hitting the Höllenhund. We are able to do so. Sadly, we can't split. But I don't want Janold to be targeted by any Necrosavants, so we might even move back to that position or equip a net, perhaps, at this point. Let's equip a net, actually. Right. Here we don't have a good option for Elsa. Could just go for the Höllenhund. They're going to take a long time to kill, though. And they're not the big threat in this fight. So we might be better off moving. Maybe to here, maybe rotate Nevar. Let's try that. Right. And who do we inspire? I guess it's Leif. Or perhaps Landina. Might need to rotate Sophie and Blanca out of this position soon. Let's inspire Leif, I guess. So we have taunt. We could taunt this honor guard to attack Boro. I think we'll do so. Good. Getting headshot there is very good for us. Instead of being hit in the body, that is. Okay, the Necrosavant Lord changed position. So we could finally use Debilitate perhaps, but let's wait on that decision. Okay. Conqueror has engaged with Adelinde. That's definitely the person we want him to engage with. This is 95, let's just take it. Could rotate Aven, perhaps. Getting a stagger on the Lord is quite helpful for us, and also Aven has taken some damage here. 55 melee defense. I think we'll do it. And let's just continue to Indomitable here. And Nevar goes for this southern flank. Use Adrenaline. Right. Might want to use a net on this guy to make sure we hit. Well, it's 94, so let's just use it. I mean, let's just hit instead of using a net. So let's use that net on this one, or perhaps this one here. Right. Yeah, we want a net on this one to guarantee we hit, or make it more probable. Right, this is going quite well. So I think we are going to win this fight. Let's see if anyone dies though. This is why we prepared for so long, so that we would have as good of an odds to win this fight as possible. Okay, let's move and use the net. Priests have all done their thing. Alright. Might use a rotation here, so let's just wait instead of doing anything yet. Alright, Leif, can you kill this Necrosaulant? You can. Very nice. Okay, I think we'll use Indomitable here. And also Taunt. Elsa doesn't really have a good course of action here. Can't hit anyone, can't use Rotate. Let's wait and decide where to move her. Is Avon able to hit twice? Probably not. Yeah, is not able to do so. So who do we inspire? Let's wait on that. Alright, so here we have Vengeance, so it's a bit wasted for this Honor Guard here. We don't want to try to move probably, because the guy has a sword. We can't rotate either though. We've taken a bit of HP damage. I think we'll try to move actually. Let's see if we're successful. Okay, 24%. We were successful. Let's try to kill one of these guys here. So, Honor Guard, go away. Just go away. But yeah, because of the Poison Cloud, we'll need to get Torolf out of here at some point soon. So, because Legends lets you make builds that let you use Indomitable indefinitely, this makes some fights quite easy even. I wouldn't say this Black Monolith fight is easy at the moment, but it could definitely be a lot harder. Okay, so we might want to use one of those grenades again soon. Maybe not yet though. We are not in poison, so we could possibly skip using Indomitable here. Use a throwing net, don't have a good target. I think we'll just use Indomitable. Probably don't want to slash at these Höllenhunds though. Okay, so these honor guards are acting as bodyguards for the priests. Don't need to worry about them just yet. Adelinde is holding the northern flank very well here. Is there a point in moving? Don't think so. Guess we'll go for a Höllenhund hit then. And that was a clear mistake, as we can see. So, yeah. Kind of unlucky as well. So now this Höllenhund is next to Raymonda. We can use our own dog though. Or shoot it. So we don't really care if the dog dies. They can't gain confidence from the dog dying. Okay, I've convinced myself. Go get him, Grond. You can do it. And will we have enough fatigue to shoot this bolt after debilitate? 5 plus 2 is... yeah, we can. So use debilitate. shoot at the Lord. Lord is now debilitated. Okay, Grond unable to hit the Höllenhund. Okay, we managed to stagger the Necroswamp Lord. Good. And over here, I think we'll go for... Maybe we'll actually rotate Leif in this spot. So let's take one swing here. Miss and rotate Leif. 64 and 59. Good. And Elsa, I guess you'll start going north. And we shall inspire maybe Janold, so he can get his weapon out and hit something. Could also be Eilika, but let's inspire Janold. Right, this Savant needs one more hit to die. Nicholas continues to be hit. Okay. Höllenhund is able to hit Raimonda once. Necrosavant doing stupid things. Grond manages to hit the Höllenhund. Right. Good hit. Conqueror's hit chance improves. And now I think we can go for damage here with Nicholas. Sadly we can't hit twice, not even with the bad feed rune that we have. So yeah, if you use 200 cleavers, Cleaver Mastery is almost a necessity, even with Mind over Body. Ancient Priest is rotated in, which means we can kill it. Okay, he's rotated out. Weird moves. Alright. Try to kill this honor guard. Get lucky, score 261s. Nice job, Leif. And even Adelinde has started to take some damage here. Not a lot though. Torolf has taken quite a few hits by this point though. And we also miss a 95 on Landina. Oh, and we also lost Avon's turn because of a fear. And we also miss a 95 Vengeance hit with Elsa, so that's a very bad miss. But it all evens out. Okay. Let's go for this Honor Guard instead of one of these, because we have Vengeance active on Torolf. Right, we don't miss the 95s there. But we will need to get him out of there soon, if we want him to survive. Continue to do both in Dome and Taunt here. Won't be able to keep that up. Right. Could possibly kill this Honor Guard with Raimonda. Nice. We are out of fatigue and action points though, so we can't shoot at this lord here. Right, Janold, get your Scarface Hamelin's Menfeller out. Try to fell this lord. Good hit. Okay, I guess we inspire Elika. And... Let's try to hit this Hellenhund. Okay, teleports there, that's okay. Go for this Necrosavant. Right. We are making steady progress. Now the question is, do we keep Leif down south or move north? I think we move north. Might get targeted by these savants here, but... Ah well. And Landina is in a good enough shape to move forward if she's able to avoid the Hellenhund's bite. Is able to do so. Can we kill this savant? We can. So, do we have only 2 Necrosavants remaining and we've lost 0 people? So yeah, it seems that my preparations were sufficient, to say the least. Okay, so one problem with the dog is that the savants are able to leech some life out of it. Okay, so let's wait and see what the Lord does before we decide on what to do with the southern flank. Okay. This is 95. Need one more hit on the Lord. Okay, so Adelinda just might be the MVP for this fight. Even with 0 damage dealt. It's looking like she'll also survive the fight as well. We could... No, I don't think we want to use a net. Let's wait and see if Elsa is able to land a hit on the Lord instead of taking a shot with Avon. So yeah, I figured I might be overdoing the preparation stage, but as I've been saying, it's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared. Also, we can just kill with Raymonda here, probably. Let's do that. Good job. And also, bringing one competent ranged character into this fight, seemingly a good idea. Raymonda has done a lot of work here. Okay, one more hit and we are done with the Necrosavants. Could even inspire Grond the Warhound. And there is actually some logic behind it, so Grond will get one more hit on the Necrosavant at the start of next round and might score the kill. And is there a better target? Well, there's Leif. Okay, Leif is a better target though. Sorry, Grond. Right. Let's see if we can score a 95 here. We can, but no kill. Can keep going with the taunt. So let's keep going. Thorolf might be someone who dies in this fight, we'll see. Has lost more than half his health to this poison. Right, so we head north now with the southern flank. Okay, Margareta can go for this flank, I think. And now we can start killing the Höllenhunds as well, or at least making them reposition. We should be in the clear, I think. And we might get away with this without any casualties as well. Right, Eilika. So people who are at risk are Janold and Thorolf. Maybe Nicholas, but probably not. Right, even... I think instead of going for the Höllenhund, we start going north. Good job. And that's the last Necrosavant dealt with. Very good. Okay, so if we get a casualty, it's quite likely that Grond the Warhound here will be that casualty. So a bit sad to lose the guy, but oh well. Start to tickle these honor guards with Raimonda. Okay, that's the first Höllenhund down. Conqueror still unable to land a hit. Is now up to 58% chance to hit Adelinde. Thanks to that fear, it's possible that Grond actually survives, maybe. Thorolf continues to take damage though. Right, Janold. Guess starts to flank here. Maybe gets a net out though. Since if I put him to into melee range, he is at risk. Let's get a net out. Haven't needed to use rally the troops at all. Probably thanks to everyone having fortified mind. Right, Elsa. Let's move a bit north, or actually east, with Blanca de Vala. To get people under heightened senses. Right, so here we could inspire Eilika or perhaps Leif. I think Leif does more damage. Though against these guys it won't matter as much because they don't have shields. So Leif also has a lot more melee skill than Eilika does. Just inspire Eilika for once. And another one bites the dust. Landina continues the aggressive push. Torov continues to do work. Has lost most of his hit points at this point. And at this point, Portal might go for damage. Very slight amount of damage, but still. And I guess Gunhild as well. Right. We are out of bolts here. Can use perfect focus next round. Okay, Conqueror able to land, I think, his first hit on Adelinde. Right. Even Eilika doing damage. Good job. Oh, there goes the shield. But we have a spare. Should have remembered to check the shield's condition. So that's another mistake on my part. It won't matter in the end, I don't think, but it's still a mistake. Good job, Avon. Wait. Grond keeps being targeted by Horrify, so he he might even survive. Okay. Can't move and use the net. It is what it is. Don't want to be too reckless with Nicholas here either. So instead of going for this middle section that Adelinde is handling, let's go for the flank with Nicholas. Okay, Borrel, you can start going for the flank. Or... okay. Was able to get through that. One more Hellenhund down. Let's advance. Little rotation there. "21 enemies remain." Okay, slightly risky move there, but I think we'll be fine with for one more round with Torolf. Okay, equip the spare shield. Activate Indomitable. Move here. Inspire Leif for next round. Okay, Janold can move here. With the stamina situation, is unable to do anything. Miss a 95 again. Oh well. Right, Raimonda. Let's move. How much do we want to move? We just move here. We can do perfect focus again. Doesn't do much, but it does a little bit. Right. Leif has been doing very good work in this fight as well. Conqueror lands his second hit. Right, we continue to push north. Wait here. Right, now we can use a net. Let's use it on this honor guard once it has completed its turn. Landina gets affected by fear. Alright. Borrel can move. actually wait, decide what to do later. Thorolf still doing work. Right, over here. Guess we'll continue to push with Avon, still has enough armor. Okay, let's use the net here. Equip the Bardish. Let's inspire Thorolf. And Borrel can push here. And let's... Oh, we can't do a round swing. Oh well. Don't quite get the kill on this honor guard. Right. I guess we'll just go for this honor guard now. Instead of waiting. Okay, that's a bit annoying. If we are able to move here, we can do a shatter though. Let's try it. Nice. Okay, we only land one hit. Right. Would we inspire? Is there a good inspire? I guess Margareta is okay. Maybe even Gunhild. All right. So most of the fight is done and it's looking more and more like no one will even die. Nevar misses another 95 though. In a row. As you do. Go for the flank here. Thorolf does not miss. Thorolf might be the second MVP of this fight after Adelinde. And maybe actually Raymonda is the third one. Though everyone has done very well here. Let's get in there. Let's actually start killing the Conqueror now. 85. get a hit in. Even takes a bit of damage. And Janold. Guess we can take this spot. It's a bit risky against the Conqueror though. Kind of unnecessary. So let's not do it. It's a bit risky. And will the dog get itself killed or not? Quite likely it will. Also, as we strike the Conqueror, we take a little bit of damage ourselves because of his armor, which reflects damage. Okay, Nicholas, you can handle this Hund. Okay, so in hindsight, we could have done this a lot earlier. But the casualty rate would also increase the further back we would have tried it. So all that grinding, at least some of it was unnecessary. But now we have a better idea of just how tough this fight actually is on legendary difficulty. If we ever want to do it again. Would be, well, I wouldn't say funny, but if the game crashed here, it would be super annoying actually. I mean, obviously super annoying, but you know. Okay, Nevar no longer missed the 95. Because it's been an hour and 43 minutes of this recording already. Thorolf's still hanging in here. So let's just continue. Get our first hit in on a priest. They've done an excellent job in protecting them. And yeah, let's go damage there. Could have gone damage with Adelinda as well, but take that. Okay, Janold doesn't have a good move, doesn't have fatigue. So in hindsight, Elika didn't need the enhanced stamina, so someone like Janold or Elsa would have made more use out of it. But it doesn't matter. Okay. Let's move Janold here. I think we are fine at this point. Eleven enemies remain. Dog is still alive. Conqueror has almost been defeated at this point. There goes one of his bodyguards. And will Eilico get the honors here and defeat the Conqueror? Yes, she will. Goodbye, Conqueror. At this point, they managed to make Avon the Smith flee. That's a bit hilarious. Way too late for you guys. So yeah, you can see why you want someone with super high resolve handling this northern flank, which is why Adelinda has the Undead trophy. And also why I felt it necessary to have at least 2 instances of rally the troops available. So this can start a chain reaction if this happens earlier, which can really lose you the fight. Never underestimate resolve. Don't use it like a dump stat. If you get those +4 resolve rolls even on someone without mind over body, you might want to take them. Goodbye, Ghost Hound. Okay, so at this point, Torolf can take a rest. And by rest, I mean go after this Hellenhund, I guess. Also, I could have moved with Sophie, and maybe it's close enough to inspire Even, or not inspire, rally. Still no fatigue for Elsa. And Adelinda, you can finally do something other than tank. Take that. Dog doing work, still alive. Looking more and more like not even the dog will die here. Okay. It's almost over. Don't even care about the waiting trick anymore. Even Borrel gets a kill. Alright, one last priest and one last Hellenhund to go. Get out of that poison, Torolf. You've earned it at this point. Take a clean, fresh breath of air instead. Same for you, Aven. So yeah, I suspected this might go as well as it did, but at the same time I kind of anticipated we'd lose at least someone. But yeah, we came well prepared. And it shows in the result. And even the dog will get to live, it seems. Alright. And that was that. Victory, finally. We have accomplished our goal. Let's see about who did the most. So Torolf did 3000 damage, gets 11 kills. Nevar the Crusader did 2500 damage and gets 13 kills. Leif got 2300 damage. But yeah, I think Adelinde is the MVP here, though we might not have even needed her. I think Borrel and Gunhild together could have or would have been enough to tank almost as well. But yeah, Adelinde, you are the MVP. Second MVP is Torolf. Third MVP is Nevar, and fourth MVP is Raymonda. Didn't do as much damage, but was very good against the Necrosavants. Right. We don't really care about the loot because we are going to end the campaign, but let's look at it anyway. So here's the Emperor's armor. It is very good for Battleforge. Might even be the best Battleforge armor you can get, I don't really remember. And with layered armor, I think you can get more armor rating than that, but it would be difficult. Reflects 25% of damage back. That is probably something that doesn't really matter, but okay. And apparently we have 2 of these for whatever reason. That is a bit weird. So Legends has done something here. So maybe they've like made this one better than the old one. And they forgot to remove the old one. So you get 2 of them. They also look different. You also have the Emperor's weapon here, which is not very good. Get some jeweled crowns and ancient gold coins and a whole lot of weaponry and armors. So this doesn't matter anymore, but let's take these gold coins. It's disappointing, Leif says as he looks at the slain corpses. He snorts and spits. Don't think disappointing is the word for it though. They're just lying there. Bones and coats, like we'd fought a closet. No flesh, no blood. It's unsatisfying. And knowing that, thinking it through, well, that unnerves me. You got nothing to say to such things other than there's a kernel of truth in the matter. If it weren't the issuances of its lust, why else the vigor for violence? Another sellsword calls you over, interrupting any solemn introspection. Sir, come have a look. You head over and spot a skull sitting in the bed of pauldrons like an egg in the bosom of a well-endowed southerner. The rest of its body is battered and thrown to the winds as far as you can tell. What remains is a decadent slab of chest armor. It is covered in glyphs and treatments, fortunes and historical retellings, and is embroidered with red tassels and combs made of bristly hair. You touch the metal, and the second you do, the skull beside it powders and blows away. The mercenary, seeing this, shrugs rather sheepishly. If you got magical powers, I won't tell no one. You slug the sellsword in the shoulder and tell Tell him to load armor. Tell him to load the armor into the inventory for later allocation. I should take a closer look at that armor. As the men pack up to leave, you hear a voice behind you. Never were. You turn back and the world darkens in a shrouded tunnel, your men and their voices fading into the dark, until all that remains is an elderly man and a light at the end of all that black, an unsteady flicker and a warble of flesh trying to hold it. You approach slowly, getting bearing on the speaker. It is a shrewd, elderly man, bent at the waist and bent again at the back, and his arms are thinner than a sword's hilt. You look back to see the world of dark had followed you forward, nothing behind but blackness. Looking forward again, the man is suddenly before you. He looks so similar, like someone you had seen in the past and yet had forgotten, perhaps someone you had seen in your childhood. A dying uncle, glimpsed on your fourth winter, and his last. He is holding the candlestick with the wax drooping over his knuckles and rolling down his wrist. You never meant to be, never were, never were, never were meant to be, you, the one they call the false king. You wake on the ground. Mercenaries are looking down at you with concerned stares. You alright, Captain? Getting up, you tell them that you just fell into a quick nap. You look back at the Black Monolith and you can see yourself in the obelisk's reflection. And it is your reflection alone. I'm alright. And the Black Monolith has been destroyed. So yeah, overall, this run was quite easy. It is a 1 Scala start. You get a very powerful avatar character in the Crusader. And with Battle Heart, doesn't get to do as much damage as the Berserker Origin, for example, but still gets to do plenty of damage and has plenty of survivability. And you can recruit Hedge Knights and Oath-takers and Swordmasters for cheaper, and everyone gets the free Fortified Mind, so yes, this is an easy start. And it was reflected in how easy it got, even though we eventually increased the world difficulty scaling to 300%. If that actually works up to that point, I don't know if it does. So I think the Black Monolith overall, it took a lot of thinking and strategic maneuvering and positioning and preparation, etc., etc. But overall, it was easy. Yeah, we never really came close to dying. Torolf, I suppose, came the closest, thanks to the poison cloud. But I almost always had the option to pull him back if need be, and I never really needed to. And yeah, other types of companies will have a more difficult time with this because they won't get Fortified Mind for free, and also they will have to pay more for quality recruits than we did. And we spent a lot of time in preparation. We crafted a lot of runes. We waited for people to reach key levels like level 15 for Adelinde. In hindsight, no, we didn't need Born with a board. We probably didn't even need Shield Expert for her. And Nicholas maybe could have used a shield, but in the end it didn't matter, so maybe even Cleaver Mastery would have been better had he reached level 19. Yeah. So that's the end. That is the end for this run. If I end up doing another run for YouTube, like I've said earlier, I think I'll choose something more difficult, maybe impose some penalties for myself. We'll have to think about what kind of penalties those will be. But if you've watched all the way here, thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed it. or at least got something out of it. I suppose you must have if you watched all the way, because this took a long time. Could have done it faster, maybe, but since I was kind of Iron Manning it, I didn't want to risk losing that last fight. And this is the result. So let's make a final save. Don't know why we're doing that, but let's do it anyway. And yeah, Obituary is here. So the last guy we lost was Gary Volt. And that was a long time ago. So maybe Legends needs to like make the end game even more difficult than it is somehow. At least I would enjoy playing the game more once it's getting close and after day 200 or so, because you just start to like every fight, basically almost every fight becomes a pushover at that point, at least if you're doing well. So we kind of snowballed out of control at some point. The training equipment helps a lot with that. I wouldn't remove the training, but maybe you could like nerf training during the caravans, since those are maybe a bit OP, too easy to get the training done. Overall, that will only like make it slower for your power curve to reach the point where you annihilate everything in your way, but it's something to consider. I think distance scaling, we should like have a new scaling option in the start, which would be like something that increases scaling more, like exponentially after, let's say, day 100 or 150, and keeps doing that every, like, let's say 30 days, 50 days, something like that. At least I would appreciate having that option. At the same time, you do want to reward the player for outscaling content so you feel powerful, so not every fight should be a challenge, but I think as it currently is, it is way too easy, at least on these easy origins after a while, so there's no real incentive to keep going when you know that you are going to win every fight without difficulties, unless it's against, like, let's say lindworms and those legendary beast versions of lindworms. And at that point, yeah, you might lose someone to lindworms, okay, but also, if that's the only challenge you get, what's the point in taking that fight other than the challenge? I don't know. Ah, well, it is what it is, but I hope in the future the Legends team will rebalance the end game somehow to make it more enjoyable, more difficult. Well, it's kind of my fault as well, because I tend to build people very defensively for the most part, so everyone gets Steel Brow if they have that available for them. Everyone gets Colossus if they have that available for them, so I don't know. It's a difficult equation. It is always fun to start a new run as well, though I think the early game takes a bit too long. So in this run, for example, we were fighting those bandit rabble for a long time, and it got kind of stale. I mean, I could have gone for beasts or something, but then there's the risk of people dying, and that's not really... I mean, I kind of want the risk of people dying, but at the same time, when it's the early game, why take that risk? So maybe like make thugs and brigands appear a little bit sooner, perhaps, and make it a little bit more challenging. But yeah, balancing content is not easy, I would imagine. I've never really done it, so I might be talking out of my ass, so to speak, when I make these suggestions. Anyway, It's been a fun run, though I was kind of bothered by how easy it got at a certain point, though I've definitely experienced that before. I've done quite a few runs on Legends up to like around day 200 to day 300. And yeah, it does tend to always reach that point where you just smash everything in your way. So maybe a feature like, I don't know how difficult this would be to code or implement, but a feature which lets you auto battle or auto fight enemy groups. So if you see an easy enemy group, you can just click on them. It will give you the result of the fight and you can just take it, and you can save your actual time, because this game is a huge time hog and has a lot of grinding. You could just save your time for the actual interesting difficult fights instead of fighting dozens of very easy fights, because you want to take those easy fights to get stronger still. Well, maybe that's just something that maybe I should just like get over it, so to speak. And if I start seeing those easy groups, just leave them alone. I kind of did that in the end of this run. Anyway, I love Legends. They've done a really good job with the mod. I don't basically play vanilla anymore, though I might at some point still. And I've put more hours into Legends than I have for vanilla, so thank you, Legends team, you're doing great work. And they continue to update the mod, so it will continue to get better and better and better. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. I think I've said all I've had to say. I mean, I could babble on for more, maybe, but it's been 2 hours. If anyone's actually watching this, that is. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for the Legends team for a great mod. Thanks Battle Brothers developers for one of my favorite games ever. Thank you and goodbye. And we might see again. I might make a new run at some point. We'll see. Thanks for watching and maybe see you next time.